Let me start with the Commode pipes. We bought these Commode pipes back last year, actually. So they only been on the market here for a few months. And these pipes are made in France, in St. Claude, France. St. Claude, France is a little village up in the mountains in the Alps. It's about an hour from Geneva, Switzerland. And it's kind of the pipe mecca of the world. There used to be 2,000 people employed in St. Claude making pipes 50 years ago. So there are not, a lot of them didn't make it, the pipe makers, but there are a few pipe makers left there, and one of them, and very successful one, is a company called Stokkebye. Stokkebye is actually also a 7th-generation company, and the young man who runs it now is producing the Commode pipes. And the Stokkebye company used to make the Commode pipes back in, I want to say, the 50s for the English, and then it was finished off in England, and hence the Commodes of London. But the factory still has all the original old shape charts of the Commode pipes. So I went to these guys about a year ago and I said, we need to bring this pipe back. So it's a lot of classic English shapes: bulldog, Woodstock, bent apple. We have billiards as well, prints and so forth. So they're really nice pipes and high quality pipes, very well made. It has a little C in here for the Commode. So it's a good setup.
Erik, for some of those young guys that don't know what they're doing, get a brief background.
Commodes of London. I gotta you're testing my memory here, but Commodes were started, but I can't remember the name of the family, but it goes back maybe 125 years. It was 2 cousins, and they were producing pipes in St. Claude, France, and then they went to England and they started up a factory in England and became very successful. That's when the Commode name started, and they had factories in England, but they still bought some half-finished pipes from France, shipped it over to England. The factory became very successful, and they started selling to the United States and other markets. And at one time, I think Commode was the #1 selling pipe in the United States, maybe back in the 70s. So very successul. Eventually, the company went away, and and hence we're bringing it back. So there's a lot of heritage, a lot of generations behind the name and behind the production of these pipes. It actually he showed me there's 46 steps made into making this pipe right here. So it's not just buying the briar and turning a wood. And this is briar wood. Briar, as you may or may not know, is a root of a bush that grows around the Mediterranean Sea, Italy, Greece, Northern Africa, and so you have people, guys, who go out there and they dig up the roots, and then they sell the roots to the factories that make the pipes. And the older the root, the better the grain, the better the briar.
Just out of curiosity, as far as the different woods and stuff, does that affect the flavor or the smoke on the tobacco, or?
Well, it does and it doesn't. I mean, I think a lot of times, I think that the older the briar wood, I think that the pipe will smoke better. Yeah, and it's usually also the more expensive. The better enjoyment, I think. It takes less to break in the pipe, because a lot of times when you buy a new pipe, it takes a while to break in the pipe, to really get it to taste like you want it to taste. And I think that process is less with better briar. Yeah. So that's the Commode pipes, and then we have the 4th generation pipes, and basically here you have 5 models in some different finishes, and each model is also based on a generation like the tobacco. So the birth year is stamped in the bowl here, or the shank, and the band here is a bronze band. And we're just in launching this. Actually, these are the first ones of the new 1882 shapes that we're showing here tonight. And the pipes are made in Denmark by a guy called Peter Nerup, which is basically a one-man shop. And Peter and I, we met up a couple of years ago, and I really liked Peter a lot, and I said, you know, I like to do a series of really nice pipes, and he said he was game for it. So it's been a good relationship.
How many finishes do you have?
Three finishes. We have the sandblast, and then we have the a mature orange finish, and then the natural finish is what we call this, the vintage natural. But I know some of you guys bought the pipes last year, and I think you're enjoying them. So they're very, very nice pipes. We have a few leather goods as well. If you're interested in getting a pipe bag with for one pipe and pipe cleaners, tobacco, so the whole garment.
Are there different crafting styles that alter the smoking experience?
In terms of the pipes?
Correct.
In terms of the model?
Correct.
I don't think so.
There's no contrast between, like, say, like a curved stem or a straight?
I tend to think not. I mean, I know there's a little bit of a difference in the finish. The finish can make a difference in terms of how the pipe will smoke. Sandblasts tend to smoke a little bit cooler than a smooth finish. But in terms of the shape, I don't think so. I think the shape is really something that it's a personal choice. You know, what do I think will look good in my mouth? You know, yeah.
Stem, the length.
In terms of like the shape of the bowl, would that affect our brands? Or is that just aesthetics?
The shape of the bowl, will that affect the smoking?
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. I think maybe if the bigger the bowl, it's probably going to smoke a little bit smoother than a